Hello everybody, John here, and today onto the garage we're starting the strip out on Olive the T2 camper. For those of you who are worried that to the garage has gone all camper van and no Jag, no, these are parts that have just arrived to fit to the XK8, so don't fret about that. It is just a case of I've got several projects on the go at the moment and I'll be splitting my time amongst them, and time to crack on. So this is the kitchen, if you can call it that. So I've got this cooker, regulator, gas bottle, and once upon a time this would sit up here somehow and create a kitchen. But quite how, I think a few mods ago it kind of lost that facility. Plus I don't think this cooker's going to see any more toast. Next mission, how do we remove this? I could obviously just rip it because nothing is strong enough to resist me. But I'd like to know how it's supposed to be bolted down. Moves a lot on that side. No, it's just lifted straight off of its own nails. Oh dear. I mentioned that the wood's shot. It's like a cartoon. Picked it up and left the floor. This is not me being a pedant, this is looking for things that are going to come and bodge me in the foot if I move inside there. So there's a screw head there. This looks like once upon a time it used to be able to slide inside this channel. I would suspect so that you could face forward by pushing a seat back and sitting on it. So that's made me plenty of space to get in and work. There's this wooden panel attached to the back of the passenger bulkhead. I think I'm going to take that off next. I thought it might be bolted through to a seatbelt anchor or something, but that spins. And in the wheel arch, where are we? Oh, it is. So no, nothing. So we'll have a go at getting that off. You see the wrong side of some repairs that have been made in the arch. Not pretty. Huge problem. Wants a little bit of a plate there. all the nuts, bolts, washers. I'm saving, not because they're going back, just because useful. Okay, so we are now clear. That's what I was talking about earlier. A little bit of a weld gone on when an inner wheel arch was repaired by the looks of it, and needs a little bit of repair there. Other than that, not too bad. Now, to remove this cupboard, because I want to get at the fridge and see if the fridge is in any way salvageable. It's a chicken and the egg thing. Do I go for the seat? Probably I've got to go for the seat first. And what we've got is a porthole that's been made to get at the fuel tank sender unit. It's a really difficult thing to get at in these vehicles because essentially it's engine out or going through there or going through here to get at it. So our next mission is to get this cupboard out. Where to go next? Have a look through the doors, see if we can find any mounting points. Oh, that came off my hand. Damp wood. This, I mean, even I couldn't spend the time on screwing that. That's just going to come out. Okay, so after a thorough day of stripping down, I've just propped the seat back up in there along with a piece of wood, just checking out dimensions. We've got the van basically empty. Still got the areas around the roof to open up and get rid of some wood in there, but everything else is out. So I found the worst of Olive's secrets. As anticipated, she is pretty sound, but cargo floor where it goes to the back of the cab has some issues, so I'm going to be doing some welding. Okay, straight into the worst bit. So I've been bodging around, as you can imagine, and that is not so good. So I've ordered some floor panel, basically steel sheet with this profile, and I'll be making up a piece that's going to fit onto here, obviously cut back to good metal, and then has a flange on to go onto the good metal on the back of these bulkheads. Just an L piece there. The outer skins and sills have been done, the chassis rails have been done, so I wouldn't say this is cosmetic, but this isn't doing too much. So we're to there, and we're all sound. There's a few bits and pieces here, so again we cut back and there. So that's the worst of it. There's an odd little hole here, which is had a new outrigger, and that is the edge of the outrigger, and then it's sort of under here. So I think that's probably got damaged or blown through when that's been replaced. The trouble with these vans is when they are campers, particularly, they have these big wooden subfloors that you can't really remove without completely stripping the interior. And the subfloor, if it gets wet, holds water, and here you are. This is the issue. But anybody knows their VWs will tell you this is not bad. This is just propped up, but just to give you a view, in here, oh, forgot this has got a base in it. This is pretty sound. It wants cleaning up, but all good tin. No issues back there. And we've had a previous repair down there. Whoops, there you go. The cab area, I've not cleaned up properly yet, but pretty good. A bit of surface rust there, but that bit's all original. And the driver's heel area has had a repair in it, but all in all, not too horrific. It is kind of a thing that if you got one of these, you will be welding. Simple as that. So that's my mission. I've already ripped out an awful lot of extraneous wiring connected with a stereo, but it's still a real mess underneath there. And I've got the gear selector to sort out, which might operate better if I just clean it, if I'm honest. So all sorts of things to do, and I'll be sharing. So that's the end of this episode. More to come soon. Please subscribe to the Garage and follow us on the journey of bringing Olive back to her former glory. And XK8 fans, lots more good stuff coming up real soon. This project isn't stopping the XK8 stuff, it's as well as the XK8 stuff. So see you all soon. Bye.